So, I realized that some of the mods that I had not properly loaded in until I actually did a save and then reloaded and such. So I tested that out a bit. So you're going to see me utilizing a few new things. You'll also notice some extra abilities at the bottom. That's part of one of the mods I told you about. Let's just say I wanted to go ahead and get a head start on building my character. But in the meantime, before we really start to get into this, what do you say we do a little bit of reading, shall we? I don't recall how much of the codex I actually shared with you guys the first time we did this game. But I thought, for those of us who are into the lore, that it'd be fun to take a look at some of the codex entries in here, and I think this is actually a pretty nice codex that they have in this game. Of course, this was also back during a time with both Dragon Age and Mass Effect that they were really trying to really work on their, trying to make their codexes really nice. So, hold on a second, let me fix this here. There we go. Alright. So, first off, the land that our family is ruling over, Highever. Castle Highever has stood since the Divine Age, when it was not an independent Banorn, but merely an outpost of the growing Banorn of Amaranthine. In the days before Amaranthine became an Arling itself, the outpost of Highever was originally held by the Elston family, cousins of the Howes. In the Age of Towers, however, Ban Conobar Elstan was murdered by his wife, Flemeth. Could it be the same Flemeth we know? Well, thus ending the bloodline. Conobar's captain of the guard, Serim Kuzan, took the lands and title. Then again, it could also just be another woman named Flemeth. Pure coincidence. The Kuzans declared their independence from Amaranthine, starting a war that lasted 30 years. When the dust settled, Highever was on its own, and in possession of half the land that had once been southwestern Amaranthine. Highever became a Ternier during the Black Age, when Halia Kuzland gathered the lords together under her banner to drive the werewolves out of their lands, earning herself the title of Tyrna almost as an afterthought. Today, Highever is one of only 2 remaining Terniers, making the Kuzan family second in rank only to the king, which is going to play a role later on, late in the game. Duncan. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed them everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience in this case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the Free Marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere, and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the almost impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier. Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. Arl Rendenhow. It will be good to ride into battle once more, won't it, old friend? The Arling of Amaranthine winds along the sinuous northeastern coast of Ferelden. The Waking Sea is known for its temper, and the storms that sweep in from the warmer northern waters are sudden and brutal. These are the lands of Rendenhow. He was born during the occupation and, like many of the nobles at the time, joined Prince Merrick's rebels. He fought alongside young Bryce Kuzland, future Terran of Highever, and Leonis Bryland, future Arl of Southreach, at the bloody Battle of White River. It was the most catastrophic defeat of the entire occupation, from which only 50 rebel soldiers escaped alive. Although he was decorated for valor by King Merrick, How's abrasive manners have earned him almost universal dislike among his peers. So what do you say we actually talk to Arl Howe? By the way, yes, this is this is armor that was added into my inventory via a mod. It's supposed to be like a Grey Warden kind of runic armor, along with some weapons and such, along with a sword and shield and such. If you're curious, like, see, here are some of the other weapons, that are made of star metal that you get later on. You can be able to, like, I'm using the Sword of Grey Skull, Bulwark of the True King, though there are a couple of other shields I could use here if I want to kind of go with the Grey Warden theme. Not too overpowered, but still pretty strong. So, yeah. Anyways.
Yes?
So how long have you and father been friends?
We fought together under King Marek when he drove the Orlesians out of Ferelden. Heady times. The years since have not held the same promise. It's not something a youth would understand. It will be good to ride beside your father again.
Oh yes, I'm sure. So you knew King Marek?
Your father hasn't spoken of our time with him? That man took care of his friends. As they say, he was large as life and twice as tall. It's too bad Cailan isn't half that.
Indeed. So you don't think much of King Cailan?
I think of him as much as he thinks at all.
That's enough, Hal. You speak of our king.
Oh, the boy did ask, your lordship. As per the latitude you allow. I merely offered my opinion.
Yes, and you just love to share your opinion, don't you, Rendon Howe? So your daughter is interested in me?
The topic has come up from time to time. The young and their infatuations.
By the way, remember this when we actually meet Delilah as well as Nathaniel in Awakening. Just keep this in mind for later on. Well, I seem to get the impression that Delilah didn't like me.
I'm sure that was years ago. People change. To be honest, I have no expectations. And your father seems determined to let you find your own way. If something did happen, well, we'd address it as befits a family of our stature.
Well, I think I'd like that.
I'm sure. There will be much to discuss once I return.
Yes, indeed. I trust the delay with your men is nothing serious.
Poor weather, I believe. Their progress has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
I'm sure. You told my father that the delay was your fault.
In a manner of speaking. If I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troops could have left before the rains. I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some complacency. I guess that makes it as much his fault.
Kind of see that line of thinking. Now watch his reaction when I say, I just want to wish you well, Arl Howe.
I thank you. That is quite unnecessary.
Yeah, the last thing he wants to hear us say is to be nice to him, because it's just... He's like, no, please, be horrible to me. It just makes me betraying you and killing your family so much easier, as opposed to you being some nice person. No. Be complete, please, by all means, be a complete horrible person. You can just see that that's what he's thinking.
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone.
I was hoping to ask you a very quick question or two.
Very well. I doubt your father would mind a slight delay.
Are there really darkspawn in the south?
Indeed. We spotted a horde assembling in the Korkari Wilds not 3 weeks ago. Luckily, King Cailan took us at our word and marshaled Ferelden's forces quickly. The first battles have already been fought. Your father and I must move quickly.
How many are there?
Thousands. Perhaps 10,000 or more in this horde. Normally the Darkspawn stay in the deep roads. It bodes ill that so many risk the surface.
How much danger are my brother and father in?
Well, I understand the first battles have gone easily.
Indeed. Are the Grey Wardens sure this is a blight, and not simply some large Darkspawn raid?
No archdemon has been sighted yet, my lord. But with my entire soul, I believe this is a blight.
I wish we shared your faith. I suppose we shall see for ourselves once we arrive at the King's camp.
Did you really come all this way to see Sir Gilmore?
I have only found a couple of worthy candidates in my travels across Ferelden. Your father invited me here, suggesting this Sir Gilmore. If he is not suitable, I will head south and join up with the king.
So you know the king?
Not well. King Cailan is an eager young man who has shown great wisdom in responding to the Darkspawn threat.
I've heard he's a bit enraptured with the Grey Warden legend, and that is why he caters to your order.
How? That is unworthy of you.
He only repeats what we've all heard. Whatever the king's reasons, I'll take his support. The priority is defeating the Darkspawn before they threaten all of Ferelden.
Would you really recruit me into the Grey Wardens?
Of course. You are young, skilled, and obviously responsible, if your father is willing to turn his castle over to you. The Grey Wardens do not recruit simply anybody, and I intend no flattery when I say you show promise. The old treaties allow me to conscript you even against your father's wishes, but I will not do so. Our order is too small to risk animosity with Ferelden's nobility.
I'm glad I am to hear it.
It's tempting, your lordship, but I'm content to see what other candidates your castle offers.
I will leave you alone then.
Until we speak again.
Shouldn't you be off to your brother, as I asked?
Is sending all of our forces south a good idea?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here. In case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These Darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
Okay, now you're starting to scare me a bit, Father, but I will do my best, I swear it. But what can I do with just a handful of guards?
I trust you to do what is best. And don't be afraid to ask your mother's advice. She's Ferelden-born, strong, just as you are. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
Alright, I'll go.
I'll talk to you soon. Just let me finish my meeting with Duncan.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like playing a warrior instead of a rogue, because then I can't open those doors. Arrgh.
Now's better than later.
By the way, get used to me running around holding the tab button to be able to see what I can click on and such. It's going to happen a lot, and it's something that I actually very much missed in Inquisition.
I'll get on it.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all!
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
Sorry if there's a bit of choppiness or stuttering there, I'm not really sure. It could be the mods kind of affecting the smoothness of the game. Sorry about that. If it will make you feel better.
Would it not make you feel better?
I'm just feeling frustrated, Mother Malal.
Because of your brother's departure.
I just have a bad feeling.
It troubles me to see cares hang heavy on such young shoulders. Your father does well to put such trust in you. I will pray for the safety of your father and your brother. Join in if your heart compels you. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need. Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be. Your faith is silent tonight. I hope you are just deep in reflection. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
I should go.
We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
So how many of you can't help but, when you have the response, I should go, that you can't help but think about Shepard? I should go. Maker, the Commandments of the Maker, the Chant of Light about the Blight, Andraste, the Bride of the Maker. That, of course, will be more relevant when we get to Inquisition, of course. Grrr.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. Again, if I was a rogue, I'd be able to pick those locks easily.
The castle is so eerie with everyone preparing to ride south. It will be so empty.
So, if you want a difference, here's our men,
My lord.
and here's Howe's men.
Greetings, my lord. You are the Terran's son, are you not?
Just listen to the difference of how he talks. Greetings, my lord. You're the Turn's son, are you not? I'm gonna remember your face for later on when I try to kill you. How do you not know who I am?
I am a member of Arl Howe's personal guard. The rest of the Arl's forces are expected tonight. I understand you shall take charge of your father's castle once we march.
That's a little nosy.
I apologize. Good evening, my lord.
I'm totally not planning on having you killed tonight in your sleep. Oh, sorry.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hi, Gilmore. By the way, there is a mod that allows you to get extra companions in this game. He, of course, is one of them, because you can actually be able to find him and recruit him. It's quite interesting. Hello to you two.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Oh, Nan's just blowing off steam. She's always been like that.
Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
I'll go collect him.
That would be wise, before Nan tears down the walls. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kitchen.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
Alright, let's go get my puppy.
I'll get on it.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
He's not a mongrel. He's a pure-blood Mabari.
A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the turner. I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Banorn.
Nan, please. We'll get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Okay.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Who's your good puppy? Who's your good puppy? What a smart boy you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, encourage the hound, why don't you? No wonder he keeps giving Nan fits. He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
And now for the most important decision in the entire entire game. More important than whether or not we keep the anvil. More important. We name the dog. And here is where I start to have a bit of a conflict. I'm not very good at naming. I'm like, what do I name my dog this time? Now, there's one name that I've heard a lot of people like to jokingly name the dog, and that is Bark Spawn. Get it? What to name him this time? I guess Bark Spawn is not bad. I always struggle with this. I'm not good at naming. Other than just kind of resorting to just kind of some generic names, like creative, unique names and such. I'm like, Oh, you know what? Fine. We'll just go ahead and do that. Bark Spawn. Rats!
You're gonna regret
Here I am, killing rats. How noble!
That's right. Come on! You get no mercy from me. It's a massacre. No one's getting out alive.
Serves you right.
Now it's better than later.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
All right.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your larder from rats.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones?
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yes, my faithful warhound made sure that it's safe.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with.
She didn't mean it.
Don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then. Take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Who's a good boy? No, didn't find anything. Who's a good boy? Hee hee hee. All right. Nothing in here. That's right, there are a few more rooms we gotta go over here before we continue.
I'll get on it. Oh, my lord, we were just,
Playing cards?
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Did my father fear that someone would steal something?
I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
Who has the key?
The Terran. And perhaps the Terraner? Honestly don't know, my lord.
Then perhaps you'd better get back to work!
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Slackers.
Good evening, my lord.
Books, 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 books. Codex entries, codex entries.
Now's better than later.
A lot of Ferelden entries in here.
Hello, my dear boy. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Is that Jim Cummings?
History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
That definitely sounds like Jim Cummings. Still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
No, thank you. I must attend to an important task. Thank you.
Does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Do myself all this one.
All right. Hello, Mother.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, there were giant rats in the larder.
Ah, marvelous. Just the thing for my guests to hear right before dinner. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Weren't you drunk?
I'm so proud of my pup's mastery of tact and diplomacy.
Well, it was a lovely salon, from what little I remember.
Which wouldn't be much, considering we had to pour you into the carriage afterwards.
You remember my son, Dyron. I believe you two sparred in the last tourney.
And you beat me handily, as I recall. It's good to see you again, my lord.
Mother, why are these people here?
Don't be rude. Dyron is riding with your father, and I'm going to spend some time with Lady Landra while he's gone.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra!
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Do you know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
I have a bad feeling about all this.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what.
Move the camera!
Don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty, and we have ours.
The director says, "Move to the side, our cameraman can't see her because of your big shoulder pads." Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate, and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
I was about to suggest that myself.
Delightful. Then there's no argument.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Oh, definitely not.
Keep it that way. You've enough to do here at the castle without chasing Darkspawn.
I should go.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
I'm hardly a boy any longer, Mother.
Indeed. I turned around, and here you are. A fine man in your own right. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
Very well. Nope. Locked door.
I'll get on it.
So many locked doors.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Just let me know when you two are finished.
When there's a woman in your life, you'll understand.
Women are overrated. Wow. Like I said, there are some answers in this game that you can have that just can make you just seem like a really just terrible person. No fewer than 3. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh man, what response here? I just want to hear the response to this.
Bold words, little brother. I mean a real woman, not a turn in the straw.
Fergus, language.
You like to play in the stable too, Uncle? I like to hide in the
Don't you listen to this. If I catch you with your clothes full of straw again, I'll send you to Mother Malone.
But Mama, she talks forever.
I bring you a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Isle's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
Good shield would be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Oren. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, Mother dear. You'll take care of her, brother, won't you?
Oh, Mother can handle herself. She always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those Darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough. Enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the stuttering you guys are probably seeing has to do with the mods. After all, you're noticing that the camera is not really taking into the consideration that I would be wearing shoulder pads like this early in the game. Just to compare, like even the dragon plate here doesn't have shoulders that are peeking up like that, which would make it more agreeable in that regard. So I do love that this blood dragon set that you can have here, by the way, which, I don't know, maybe we'll just go ahead and switch this for the moment. Even though it doesn't match, it's a little bit more agreeable, I guess, in terms of the game and the camera angles and such. So we can be able to talk to people here one last time.
Getting sent to bed early, are we?
Have fun on the long march in the cold.
A warm bed doesn't sound so bad now, come to think of it. At any rate, I'll miss you. Take care of everyone, and be here when I get back.
I will. The next time I see you will be at the end of the game.
Best do as your father says, Dad.
You should be on your way, pup.
See you in the morning.
Long day ahead tomorrow.
Are you sure you're going to be all right, Father?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my cherished son. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlin name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
So about this Grey Warden.
Ah, I was wondering how long this would take. Has he asked to recruit you?
He hasn't. I was just wondering about him.
If a blight is truly upon us in the south, then Grey Wardens will be needed. There is no higher calling. If it comes to that, we can talk about it when I get back. Until then, just show him every courtesy. Duncan is a fine man. And a hero.
I'll go now.
I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a fine lad. That much is clear.
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Uncle?
Well, it's not going to be very exciting, nephew.
What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
Dragons are terrible creatures, Orin. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
This is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Uncle? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny. Oh, Darkspawn, fear my sword of truthiness.
Ask your mother.
I'm thinking no.
I never get to do anything.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon. I promise.
So, with that, we'll go ahead and cut it off here, and when we return, we will experience the event following in this night for the attack of Arlhau's forces and his betrayal and the tragedy of the Kuzlin family. Stay tuned.